Welcome back to One Garage, and in today's video I took the Trek Marlin 5 out to the trails and see how it performs. So stay tuned. I recently picked up the Trek Marlin 5, and this is the first time I took it out to the trail. So in this video I'll share with you my first impressions, how it performs in the trail, and see if it's a good cross-country bike or cross-country bike on a budget. Let's start with the things that I like about the bike. So essentially I rode the bike from my house to the trail, and on my way to the trail I have to ride a steep road. So it's about 9% gradient going up to the trail, and surprisingly the Trek feels light. And kudos to Trek for building a light aluminum bike. So it's really light, and out in the trails it feels light as well. I was able to maneuver the bike. I didn't really feel that the aluminum bike or aluminum frame weighed me down. So I was able to control the bike. I was able to go uphill with the bike, no problem. I guess the gearing on the bike, it's also a 2x8 drivetrain, and the granite gear up front also helped me climb up the steep road. Next one will be the geometry of the bike. So I like the flexibility of the geometry of this bike. So you can set it up aggressively by switching the stem into a negative rise, or you can keep it in the stock setting or a stock configuration so that you could be more upright when riding. Also, the geometry on the bike didn't hold me back. I guess the head angle is not too steep. I was able to handle the bike well and control it on corners, on both flat corners and berms. So yeah, it's really good geometry. It's not too aggressive geometry. It's not too slack as well. It's just right. Another thing I like about the Trek Marlin is that it's very flexible. So you can ride a Trek Marlin anywhere. So if your regular riding only includes like road, pathways, or gravel, you can take the Marlin 5. It's really good. I like its flexibility. So you can, just like what I did, I rode from our house to the trail. So I rode about 5 kilometers on the road. Plus, I was able to take the Marlin to the trails. You can see in this video, the trails are not really rough. It's very cross-country-ish trail, so very well suited for the Marlin. Now let's talk about the things that I would like to change on the Marlin. From the get-go, it'll be the tires or wheels. So as I've said in my first video, the wheels that come with the Marlin 5 is not tubeless ready. Plus the tires that comes with it, I would change it because on some of the berms and turns, I can feel that I would easily lose grip when I'm leaning on the bike. So a good set of tires will go a long way. If you can change the tires on the Marlin, it's either tubed or tubeless, then I would go ahead and do that. Especially if you're riding out in the trails, then a tire with a good grip will help you a lot in your rides. But the stock tires is not bad as well. If you're only riding gravel or pathways or more road, more on the road, then the stock tires is good. But if you're going to ride out in the trails, then I would suggest upgrading to real, not real, but like a better mountain bike tires. The next thing that probably I would like to change. Now I bought the Marlin 5, and I'm thinking of upgrading the drivetrain as well. I know that you can get the Marlin 7 or 8 and get a 1x drivetrain, but my initial impression of this on the drivetrain on the Marlin 5, it has a 2x8 Acera, I believe, and going down on rougher or rocky trails, it's very chattery. So what I like about a 1x setup, especially on the higher end 1x setup, is that you have the clutch, and so it's just prevents or minimizes the rattle on the bike. I guess the next thing that I would like to change on the bike, this is not really necessary, it will be the fork on the bike, or the only suspension on the bike. It's very basic. As expected, it's the Marlin 5. You won't. It's not going to have an upgraded fork or a better fork for the trails. It's very basic. So if 90% of your rides includes trail riding, then I would suggest upgrading the fork. If not, then I would leave it as is. Thing to consider. But yeah, so I would change the fork, not necessarily or immediately, but if possible, then I'll change the fork as well. In conclusion, the Trek Marlin 5 is a very good beginner mountain bike. If you are just getting your feet wet into mountain biking and you're not sure if you like it or not, then the Trek Marlin is good for you. As I've said in my review, it's a very flexible bike that you can take anywhere. Also, if you want to upgrade the parts later on, you can certainly do so to improve the riding on the Trek. So I hope you guys like my review, and I hope you like this video. If you have any comments or questions, please drop it down below. If you found value in this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you on the trails. Bye.